What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the show that is cool and fly to A1 Forever Sports. I am Chris Tip Moore. While settle for less, you can have more with a vision and be generational because it's always time to be. And with that in mind, the Atlanta Falcons are 2-0. 2-0 for the first time since 2017, y'all. And my, how sweet it is. Victory Monday for our Atlanta Falcons and for our Atlanta Falcon fans, you dig? So, in Sunday's win over the Packers, it marked the Falcons' biggest fourth quarter comeback since 1993. Yeah, boy. 12-point comeback is Atlanta's fifth biggest ever. And it still remains behind the 17-point comeback that happened twice. Once in 1981 when I wasn't even thought of, and again in 1993 when I was barely thought of. So either way it goes, the Falcons have been doing this, and it's time to get back to these winning ways as far as being able to come back if we're down. But let's talk about why we even why we end up getting down in the first place. Now, a lot of people, I'm still hearing, oh, Ridder this, Ridder that, Ridder's not this, Ridder's not that. And I was actually asked in an interview about Desmond Ridder and do I feel like that the Falcon faithful believe in Desmond Ridder right now? And I had to tell him, and I'm also going to drop that interview as well because it was with a Packers fan actually, and we was talking about the game. But like I said in that interview, and that you hear, I don't believe that everyone is sold on Desmond Ridder yet. But I have for you guys a breakdown of the game. Now, because I ain't trying to get flagged or get no copyright strike, because you know how YouTube do, I'm not going to have like the actual visuals of the video, but I've marked down certain plays in the first, second, third, and fourth quarters on protection, on from the offensive line, pressure from the defensive line, and then just things that Ridder could have did better on as well. And by the end of this video, we're going to see who is the blame really on. Okay? All right. Strap in because we're about to get going. First, I want to start with David Amanyata, who was rated with a 90 by PFF. And honestly, man, the only thing that David Amanyata did wrong was probably not come up with that pick on third down. But what people are not talking about on that play is Bud Dupree and the pressure that he brought on number 63 to cause Jordan Love to throw that faster than he wanted to. Next thing you know, Amanyata almost comes up with a pick. Also, good play by Amanyata to realize that his lineman was not trying to block him at all, and he fell back into coverage to even be in the position for that play. So that shout out to David Amanyata. And also the pass rush generating some pressure. So that's one instance. And then I want to give a shout out to the Atlanta Falcon faithful because on fourth down, the delay of game that you guys caused was the reason why that we took them out of field goal range and they had to punt. You feel me? So, I said, just stay with me. I'm about to move along. Third and 11 with 11 minutes and 22 seconds left in the play in the first. Nate Landman, he flies in unblocked, unblocked, and it was able to, break up the I'm sorry, to end up breaking up the run play. But in this also in that same instance, in that same drive, you also had my man Caden Ellis come off on the third and 11, and he came in unblocked. And man, when I say he got that sack and it was beautiful, it totally was. So moving on from that one, I want to talk about a quick thing from Drake London, how I was happy about Arthur Smith getting the ball to Drake London early. So I was happy about that. Drake London, he had 0 catches, and we can't have that because he's a focal point of the offense. Without him being the number one, Kyle Pitts can't be the number two. But let's get back to Ridder and this whole video. Let's talk about Ridder right now. First down, Ridder gets hit as he throws. Big 97 Clark, he blew up Matthew Bergeron with a bull rush, guys. Jake Matthews tried to help, but then he had his own pass rusher he had to get back to as well. And then McGarry, he battled well. Lindstrom really didn't have anyone to battle because Drew Dahlman actually held his block well. But either way it go, 97 came through on Bergeron, came through, hit Desmond Ridder. Next thing you know, interception. So is that more on Ridder or the line? Come on now. Let's keep going. 1st and 10, 8 minutes in the first. Ridder missed Kyle Pitts. He was wide open. There was no excuse. He had pocket protection, everything. He just missed him. Now that comes back to that underrated word that I like to use, chemistry. Very underrated. But these two guys are only playing in their second game ever together. Ever. So we have to give some time on that. Let's keep going. I got another one for you. Third and 3. Still in the first quarter. 3rd and 3, 7-19. And Ridder, he picks up the first down with his legs on that particular play. Why? Because the pocket collapsed. Bergeron was beat, and McGarry was losing his battle. So Ridder takes off, picks up the first down. He only needed 3 yards. Okay, cool. We can live with that. I want to move on. 3rd and goal. A little under 4 minutes. Still in the first quarter, guys. That play was on Ridder, and he seemed to be targeting Jonnu Smith a lot this game, but it wasn't the best play, you know what I'm saying, from Ridder because he had other guys open. So that was another thing. Okay, so that's on Ridder. Moving on. 4th and goal. False start by the offensive line. By the way, that Jonnu Smith play I was just talking about, that was the one where Jonnu was pushed out of the end in the back of the end zone. Just in case you guys are confused, I don't want to lose you. That one was on Ridder. That pass shouldn't even have been thrown, in my opinion. It shouldn't even have been thrown. Okay, same drive, very next play, 4th and goal, false start by the offensive line. We were definitely about to run a play. That's why Arthur was looking like that. And honestly, if you looked in that play before they went away from the players and showed Arthur, you see some of the players like, we were about to run a play. It wasn't no trying to draw them off sides. Arthur Smith wasn't trying to draw nobody off sides in this game. He was attacking the Packers the whole game. But nonetheless, we did end up with some points. So at least it wasn't just an empty trip. But definitely want touchdowns over field goals. And if that offensive line possibly didn't false start, we don't know what could have possibly happened, guys. I want to keep on moving on. I'm almost out of the first quarter. 55 seconds left. We actually have some generated pressure. With 55 seconds left. Grady Jarrett comes up with late pressure and causes an incomplete pass. David Amanyata was right there as well for any type of thing that was going to transpire if the pass would have been completed. So it was right there. Very next play, you have pressure dialed up by Ryan Nielsen coming from the left side. Jordan Love throws the ball quicker than he wants to. And guess what? Incompletion. So right there in the first quarter, you have about 3 times that you really got pressure on Jordan Love. You had like 2 times that it may been on Ridder, but you also have a lot of times. I mean, you have more times. You have David Amanyata and Bud Dupree, but you also had Ridder getting blown up because of the offensive line. Ridder missed Kyle Pitts. You know, a few other times. Okay, you got another one. When he was battling. So that's 2 for Ridder, 2 for the offensive line, 3 for the defense. Okay. Second quarter. 1st and 10, Calais Campbell and AJ Terrell, they helped stop the run. So that's another pressure. 13 minutes and 27 seconds in the second quarter. 1st and 10, Ridder drops back, McGarry gets beat, and Jake Matthews is called for a penalty. Let me break that down a little bit. Bergeron went to go block another rusher because when it snapped, they both were standing right there. Bergeron wrapped around to go get after another rusher, which left Jake, and Jake lost leverage. He was all on one side, and the guy is coming at coming up around Jake. Jake puts his hand up to still try to block him, get some illegal hands to the face, and that's what happened on that play, from my analysis at least. You guys can go back. I'm giving you guys the times and everything to go back and look at this if you guys choose to. Next play, very next play, we have Luca Van Ness, who split the right side. When I say he split the right side, that means he split McGarry and Lindstrom and blew up the run play before it even got out the backfield. So that was another thing that's on the line again. Next play, we got 2nd and 20. Pressure from Clark on Lindstrom, which forces Ridder to roll out. 9:27. 9 minutes and 27 seconds in the second. 3rd down. McGarry gets beat again in pass defense by Rashad Gary. Ridder had to roll out again to make another play. So it's just okay. It's getting crazy out here because it's a common theme about the offensive line and Ridder having to get out of there and escape. He having to get out of there and escape. I'm not done. We were just getting started here, baby. Next, 4th and 4. And this is probably Ridder's worst decision. Throwing a potential pick 6 to Alexander. Now, luckily for us, Alexander had some of that cheese residue on his hands, and it became kind of buttery, and he was able to drop the pick 6 because it was definitely going to be a pick 6. 100%. Drake was already leaning one way, and it was a clear path for Alexander to the house. Luckily, it wasn't to come in fruition. Now, still in that same half, we got 2nd down, 3 minutes and 56 seconds left in that quarter. In the second quarter, Grady Jarrett, Arnold Abracady, they blow up a run play. More pressure. So then I hope you guys are keeping up score with this if you can, as far as who getting the pressures, how many on Ridder, and how many is on the offensive line. By the way, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you the offensive line definitely is going to win this battle. I feel like they're definitely going to win this battle because I'm got some stuff I'm gonna outline for you guys. Moving on, in the first and with 160. Sorry, moving too damn fast. Slow your ass down, A1. All right, so first down, 1 minute and 16 seconds left in the first half. McGarry gets beat again, and Ridder rolls out and finds Kyle Pitts. But McGarry got beat again. I'm going to say it again because I did mess up. That was on me. It was first down with 1 minute and 16 seconds left in the first half. And McGarry got beat yet again. But luckily, we was able to find Kyle Pitts. All right. So to end the half, to actually officially end the half, it was a touchdown pass on a design rollout play from Ridder, who was still pressured by Quay Walker, but he was able to make a good throw to Drake London for that first touchdown of the season. Great play. At the end of the first half, the Packers had even play calling. AJ Terrell, even though he had gave up the pass interference and he had missed a tackle to prevent a touchdown, he was able to shut the door on the Packers on a 3rd down, a critical 3rd down when they was in the red zone to hold the Packers off. So definitely needed that. I will credit on that last drive to score the touchdown. Definitely credit Arthur Smith and crew because they made it do what it do on that one, so we can be able to get that 2-for-1 score and then have the ball to go into the second half. Now, we're in the third quarter. We're in the third quarter. Third quarter, 1st and 15, 14 minutes and 53 seconds into the quarter. We just started this joker. 14 minutes and 53 seconds into the quarter. Ridder is flushed out again. Flushed out of the pocket because Bergeron and Dahlman couldn't hang in there. 2nd down, same drive. 2nd down, 2nd and 15 now. Quay Walker with pressure on Ridder, who stands in the pocket, but Mac Hollins wasn't ready. Good read by Ridder. He knew that Walker was blitzing. That made Mr. Mac Hollins become as a hot read. When the hot read comes out, he doesn't have all day to throw the ball. You got to get out. You got to get out, and get something, man. Get on here, go ahead on the pass route. Go ahead, catch the ball. You have to be ready because it's coming out fast. That man didn't have time, man. Quay Walker was on the way. Quay Walker ain't slow either. Former dog. So what else you expect the man to do? Now, this one, we're going back to Ridder. Y'all, this was probably his second worst pass. 3rd and 15. Ridder with a terrible throw and almost got picked off by Quay Walker. But luckily, Walker had that same residue on his hands that Alexander had. So we were fortunate right there, too. Now, by this time, Ridder could have easily been 1 touchdown, 3 picks at this point. So, yes, absolutely, our quarterback, our field general, needs to play better. Because if they get those picks, good possibility that we lose. That's two interceptions. One of them would have been a pick 6, and the second one would have been pretty good just because of field position. Packers would have had field position if Quay Walker would have picked that off. So we would have been behind the 8 ball if those 2 picks did come into fruition, I will admit. But I'm 10:44 into the 3rd now, and Jordan Love, clean pocket. Trey Flowers misses the tackle. Richie Grant dances his way out of position. Touchdown Packers. I don't care what nobody says. My mind is not going to be changed. It was a missed tackle by Trey Flowers completely. A guy who was getting picked on majority of the game. When they wanted a big play or when they wanted a real play, they picked on Trey Flowers. They knew he was a backup. They knew they didn't want none of A.J. Terrell because every time they did try something legit over there outside the pass interference, really, A.J. wasn't going for it. So let's attack Trey Flowers, the backup. Let's attack him. He has a history of being a backup and history of giving up plays and yards. So let's attack him. And that's exactly what the Packers did over and over and over again. It's absolutely crazy. 5 minutes and 27 seconds in the 3rd. 1st and 10. Ridder had Pitts open after that play action, but he wasn't looking at him. And he ended up just running on out of bounds. But he had Pitts. He could have threaded the needle and got it to Pitts. 5 minutes and 27 seconds into the 3rd now. Or left in the 3rd, not into it. Left in the 3rd. So, same drive. A few minutes later, y'all. A few minutes later, same drive. Ridder is sacked by Preston Smith because Bergeron was beat by Wyatt. Devontae Wyatt. Matthew Bergeron. He beat him. Here comes Preston Smith with the sack on Ridder. And it's just, the man hasn't had any time. The man doesn't get no time. And that was the play after we pretty much got cheated out the touchdown. I still believe that Mac Hollins came down with that ball. That was a touchdown. I'm not arguing with a soul about it. You're wasting your time if you're thinking you're trying to change my mind about whether that was a touchdown or not. That just is what it is. Moving on, guys. We're finally into the 4th quarter. 4th quarter, Falcons, Packers. As soon as the 4th quarter comes in, we got Ridder with the read option faking to Bijan for the rushing touchdown and firing up the crowd. Something you love to see out of your field general because, I don't want to see him all relaxed and everything. I need him to be fired up when it's time to be fired up, and that was a reason to be fired up. Fake with the read option, bam, right on off, touchdown. That's what we needed. Back to Trey Flowers because it's at 11 minutes and 47 minutes left into the 4th quarter. And Trey Flowers, he gets burned by Romeo Doubs. But fortunately, for the 3rd time being fortunate because his first 2 times were those picks that was dropped that Ridder threw. 3rd time we got fortunate was this play right here at 11 minutes and 47 seconds. If Jordan Love sees Romeo Dobbs, that's a touchdown. Go back and look. He missed Romeo Dobbs. And it would have been terrible for us because we're in the fourth quarter with 11 minutes pretty much left to play, and we're down 19-24. They score that touchdown. Man, we're behind a real big 8-ball, especially the fact that we wasn't scoring touchdowns at that particular time. I know if that touchdown happens, maybe it would have changed the course of the game, and the course it would have made play calling more aggressive. But regardless, Trey Flowers getting picked on yet again. I want to move on now to 9 minutes and 27 seconds. 3rd and 2. The pocket completely collapses around Ridder. Completely collapses, and Ridder has to run for the first. It collapsed from all over the place. So I couldn't even just point out just one particular person. It collapsed from all over the place. He had to get up out of there. Coming right back a minute later at 8 minutes and 20 seconds left, 2nd and 12, Ridder's flushed out of the pocket again because Dahlman and Jake Matthews were beat. The Packers' pass rush was coming at us the whole game. It's just Ridder's ability to be able to move here, move there, get out the pocket, have those feet. Because if he didn't have those feet, he'd be in trouble. Now, shout out to all my Falcons fans. And, because at 6 minutes and 17 seconds, you guys, the Falcons crowd, provided pressure on Jordan Love, and it caused him to trip over himself on 4th and 1. Yeah, he tripped over himself. I mean, a lot of people are going to be talking about that play, but Jordan Love, he played a good game. But that particular play, that was due to the Falcons' faithful causing all that noise, all that ruckus, and causing miscommunication on the line. Having that man, Jordan, trip over himself. Beautiful thing to see. Good job, Falcon fans. All right, 4th and inches. When the Atlanta Falcons got to have it. When they had to have it. Regardless, they ran to that right side at Lindstrom and McGarry, who are Arthur Smith's guys, and they held up well. The next thing you know, you had Jonnu Smith with a great block to free up Bijan Robinson for the first down. 4th and inches, 4th and 1, whatever you want to call it. Great block by Jonnu, way to free up Bijan. And that right there was the backbreaker. You don't get that play, you lose. I ain't got no snazzy way to dress that up or nothing. You lose. You lose. So great gutsy call by Arthur. Great way for the offensive line to do what they do, which is one of their strengths, and that's run the ball. Right side, Lindstrom, McGarry, holding up their blocks. Jonnu Smith, new acquisition, coming over, giving Bijan a free lane to get the first down. Absolutely love that. 54 seconds left. Atlanta had to have it again, and Bud Dupree provided some pressure, which freed up Arnold Albercady, who got a hit on Jordan Love, who overthrew the ball. Next play, Falcons again, generating pressure. Another overthrow by Love. And the last play of the game, Albercady comes with some pressure. Incomplete pass. After the refs talk about it, ball game. 2-0 Falcons. So call me crazy, y'all. Call me crazy. But the offensive line let Ridder down way more than it being on Ridder. The line needs to protect and play better, or the Atlanta Falcons will have the toughest uphill battle, y'all. Straight up. The defensive line needs to generate more pressure, needs to be in the face of the quarterback, moving him off the spot way more. But don't forget that this line has new pieces. And only in special cases do you see instant chemistry. Do you not need chemistry? These guys are rotating in and out like hockey lines, as Calais Campbell was saying, rotating in and out. Sub packages, you have to find the best sub packages. You're not going to find that just immediately. Not when the chips are down like this. We are taking it step by step, and every step has a process. I feel like as the year goes on, the pass rush will generate more pressure because they'll have more chemistry together. They'll read each other better. They'll be able to fill gaps and take care of gaps and take on guys. It will get better. I do have firm belief in that because chemistry plays a part in a lot of stuff in every relationship, whether it be work or personal. You got to have some chemistry. Now, guys, before I get ready to get up out of here, and thank y'all for watching my video, man. Thank you for liking and subscribing so I can get out here to the YouTube universe your first time. Please make sure you like and subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can be a part of the A1 family and get this content when I do drop it. No matter whether if it's Falcons, Braves, Hawks, maybe Atlanta United, maybe Georgia Bulldogs. You just never really know what you're going to get from A1 Forever. So that makes all the more sense for you to be a part of the A1 family, so you can just already have access to this exclusive content when A1 drops it. You dig? Jerry Gray. I want to say shout out to Jerry Gray for being in Drake London's ear this week about Jair Alexander. I'm pretty sure he was. Drake London did well. 6 catches for 67 yards and a touchdown, going up against the Packers' top corner. But also a guy that was just working with Jerry Gray. So I appreciate that. Desmond Ridder, he was 7 for 14 for 132 yards, 1 rushing touchdown, no picks in the second half. Bijan Robinson, 172 total yards, and Bijan Robinson has 180 rushing yards, and he only trails Christian McCaffrey. So that means right now our rookie running back is second in rushing yards behind Christian McCaffrey, who has 268. But that's Christian McCaffrey. He's an absolute beast, absolute dog. So that's how Bijan is doing this thing, man. So where is everybody who was saying, they wasn't sure about Bijan? Because I know me personally, right after the draft, I came out and said, hey, man, at first I wanted Jalen Carter, but now I realize we have the best running back in the draft. So now, after 2 games, how do you Falcon fans feel? Is Bijan really a steal, or did y'all still want Jalen Carter now? That's just a question. Just a question. And honestly, it may be smoke and mirrors to you guys. It may not look like it like that, but the Falcons dominated this game. They really did. I got a visual for you before I get up out of here. Time of possession, Falcons, 36 minutes to 23 minutes. Total yards, we had 446 yards, y'all. Held them to 224, 140 passing yards, 84 rushing. Didn't even allow over 100 yards rushing. Didn't even allow over 150 yards passing. But we had 235 on passing yards, 211 on rushing yards, 27 first downs to their 17, 6 penalties to their 7. We did have that 1 turnover. It could have been 3, but it's not. The thing that you can't see down there probably is the sack total, which both teams had 1. So you had that going. The Atlanta Falcons actually dominated this game. It's just hard to see because of the sloppy play. It was kind of a sloppy win, but a win is just that, a win. We are 2-0. We have the Detroit Lions coming up, and we have to play better, guys. We have to play better because if we don't, Detroit is going to get after our quarterback. So I just wanted to outline these times, these frames for you guys so you guys could see exactly what I'm seeing. And until next time, be generational because it's always time to be. Why settle for less when you can always have more with a vision? And come on back to the show that's cool and fly too, A1 Forever Sports, with yours truly, Chris Tip Moore. Until next time, y'all, peace and blessings to you. And you know, I will holler.